All right, let's talk about shopping in Paris. We're going to do a deep dive today into the ultimate Parisian shopping experience. Not just, grabbing an Eiffel Tower keychain, but imagine uncovering those hidden gems that make you feel like a true insider.
Yeah, you know what's so exciting about shopping in Paris is that each item tells a story. It's like piecing together a puzzle of the city's history and its craftsmanship and its style.
And we have this perfect guide to help us with this treasure hunt. Shopping in Paris, a guide to
Yeah.
markets and brands. It's got a really nice mix of insider tips and practical advice. And I think we should start with the legendary Parisian markets. Do you have any favorites that come to mind?
Oh, absolutely. The Marché au Saint-Ouen is a must for any serious vintage enthusiast. It's huge. It's one of the largest flea markets in the world. And the variety there is just incredible. You can score antique furniture next to quirky vintage postcards all in the same afternoon.
I've heard tales of people furnishing their entire apartments from finds at that market. So, okay, I'm picturing myself navigating this huge maze of stalls. What's the strategy here?
Arrive early.
Yeah,
Yeah, the best finds disappear quickly. The early bird gets the vintage worm, so to speak.
right.
Also, cash is king in these markets. A lot of vendors won't take cards. And don't be shy about haggling. It's part of the experience.
All right, so I've got my early morning game face on and a pocket full of euros. What's next on our market tour?
If you're looking for that quintessential Parisian market buzz, the Marché Bastille on Thursdays and Sundays is fantastic. Imagine strolling past stalls just brimming with fresh produce, locally made soaps, one-of-a-kind gifts, perfect for those friends back home who are impossible to shop for.
Okay, that's going straight on my itinerary. The atmosphere sounds amazing, but I'm also all about finding those unique pieces that don't break the bank.
Ah, then you can't miss the Marché de Ligre. Think of it as a blend of vintage clothing, jewelry, secondhand treasures, and of course, delicious food stalls, all at prices that won't make your wallet weep.
Food stalls, you say? I'm sensing a theme here. Maybe it's time to chat souvenirs.
Excellent point. Now, when you think of Parisian souvenirs, what first pops into your mind?
Honestly, I'm torn between those iconic Eiffel Tower replicas and a mountain of colorful macarons.
Classic choices, and they represent that quintessential Parisian charm. But let's think beyond the usual tourist trinkets. How about bringing home a piece of Parisian art? It could be anything from a print of a Monet masterpiece to a sketch from a local Montmartre artist.
I love that idea. It's like taking a piece of the city's artistic energy home with you. Speaking of art, you mentioned the soldes earlier. I've heard those are legendary for scoring deals. What's the inside scoop on those?
Ah, yes, the soldes. Twice a year, once in winter and again in summer. France has these government-regulated sales. And we're not talking about measly discounts. Imagine up to 70% off designer clothing, home goods, and everything in between. It's a shopping frenzy, in the best way possible.
Okay, so I need to plan my trip around these soldies. That's non-negotiable. But back to those souvenirs for a minute. I know I can't resist those macarons, but I'm also looking for those hidden gems that are a bit more off the beaten path.
Here's a thought. How about skipping the mass-produced lavender sachets and opting for a vintage perfume sample? Imagine finding a tiny bottle of Guerlain or Fragonard from a bygone era. It's like capturing a scent of Parisian history.
Oh, that's brilliant. It's so much more unique and memorable than a generic souvenir.
Exactly. It's about finding those pieces that tell a story and resonate with you personally.
All right, so we've got market strategies down, souvenir ideas are flowing, and now I'm picturing myself rocking that classic Parisian style.
Now we're talking. When you think Parisian fashion, what comes to mind?
I'm picturing those effortless striped sailor tops, the mariniere shirts, and maybe a chic beret perched on my head.
You're already speaking my language.
Yeah.
The mariniere shirt, for example, has this rich history rooted in the French Navy. Originally worn by sailors, it became a symbol of rebellion and counterculture, embraced by artists and intellectuals.
Wow, I never knew that. Suddenly that striped shirt feels so much more stylish.
And don't forget the silk scarf, a true Parisian staple. Whether it's knotted around your neck, tied to your handbag, or even worn as a headband, it adds instant polish and sophistication.
Okay, so I'm envisioning myself in a mariniere, silk scarf flowing, beret perfectly positioned. What's next on our fashion journey?
Let's dive into those iconic Parisian shopping destinations, starting with the Avenue des Champs-Élysées.
Ah, the Champs-Élysées. The name itself evokes these images of luxury boutiques and glamorous window displays.
It's the ultimate Parisian shopping experience, with a mix of high-end designer stores and more accessible brands. It's a place to see and be seen. and maybe even treat yourself to something special.
Now, I've heard about the Galeries Lafayette. Is it really as breathtaking as they say?
Absolutely. Even if you're not a diehard shopper, the architecture alone is worth a visit. Imagine a soaring Art Nouveau glass dome, intricate balconies, and a sense of grandeur that's uniquely Parisian.
Okay, that's going straight to the top of my must-see list. But I'm also sensing a need for a more curated, sophisticated experience.
Then Le Bon Marché is calling your name. Think of it as the elegant, understated sibling of Galeries Lafayette. It's renowned for its curated selection of high-end fashion, beauty products, and a gourmet food hall that will make your mouth water.
Le Bon Marché, you say?
Yeah.
I'm already picturing myself indulging in those exquisite French delicacies. But before I get completely swept away by the glamour of Parisian shopping, are there any practical tips I should keep in mind?
Absolutely. First things first, always check the operating hours, especially for those smaller boutiques. Parisian shops can have unpredictable schedules.
Okay, noted. I wouldn't want to miss out on a hidden gem because I showed up at the wrong time. Anything else?
Remember, Sunday is often a day of rest in Paris. So many businesses, especially smaller shops, might be closed. Plan your shopping sprees accordingly. And if you want to avoid the crowds and experience a more relaxed atmosphere, try to visit during weekdays.
This is all fantastic advice. I'm feeling so much more prepared to tackle the Parisian shopping scene like a pro.
That's what we're here for. And remember, shopping in Paris is more than just a transaction. It's an adventure. Embrace the unexpected, be open to new experiences, and most importantly, have fun.
I can't wait. So we're back and we're in the thick of it now, Parisian shopping. We've talked about haggling at the Marché aux Puces and those incredible deals during the sold, but I kind of want to zoom in on some of those specific shopping destinations.
Yeah, let's do it. We were talking about the Avenue des Champs-Élysées before, and it's more than just a street, it's an experience.
I bet. I can picture myself strolling past all those grand flagship stores, soaking it all in. Where do I even begin?
Think of the Champs-Élysées like a spectrum, from luxury to everyday. So you'll find legendary names like Louis Vuitton, Cartier, right alongside, international favorites like Zara and Sephora. It's this interesting mix of Parisian chic with global trends.
So you're saying I could find a designer handbag and a new lipstick on the same street. That's efficiency. But let's say I'm in the mood for like a really concentrated dose of Parisian glamour. What about those department stores, the legendary ones?
Yes, department stores. They're a Parisian institution, like the Galeries Lafayette, which we touched on earlier.
Yeah.
The architecture is really something else.
Yeah, that glass dome and those balconies. It's like stepping into a time capsule of Parisian elegance.
It is.
Yeah.
But beyond the architecture, it's got an incredible range of departments,
Yeah.
You can find everything from high-end fashion, beauty products, to home goods and gourmet food. It's a one-stop shop for all things Parisian.
Okay, that's going on the list. But you mentioned Le Bon Marché earlier, that more curated, sophisticated experience. What makes that one stand out?
Le Bon Marché. It's known for its really refined atmosphere and these carefully selected collections. A haven for people who appreciate, like understated elegance and impeccable taste. You won't find that same, bustling energy as the Galeries Lafayette, but it's kind of part of its charm.
I see. So if I'm looking for that unique, hard-to-find piece, Le Bon Marché is the place.
Absolutely. Their buyers have an incredible eye for, emerging designers, exclusive collaborations. You're more likely to find that one-of-a-kind treasure at Le Bon Marché than at a more mainstream department store, yeah.
We can't forget those markets. We talked about the Marché aux Puces Saint-Ouen before, but I'm curious about haggling. Is there a secret to getting the best price?
Haggling is an art form, especially in a Parisian market. First of all, approach it with a smile and a sense of humor. Start by offering a price that's, significantly lower than what you're willing to pay, but be reasonable.
So start low, be realistic. What if the vendor, seems hesitant?
Don't be afraid to walk away. That often leads to a counteroffer that's closer to your target price. And remember, it's all part of the fun.
I love that. It's not just about getting a good deal, it's about the experience. Now, the Marché Bastille, you mentioned the incredible food stalls and handcrafted goods.
The Marché Bastille is a sensory feast, honestly. Like rows of colorful fruits and vegetables, the aroma of fresh bread, the vibrant energy of local artisans. It's the perfect place to immerse yourself in Parisian life.
It sounds divine. What are some must-try treats? Or some unique finds I should look out for?
Definitely sample some artisanal cheese and fresh bread. And for a special souvenir, look for handcrafted soaps or unique jewelry pieces that make wonderful gifts and mementos of your trip.
The Marché de Ligre, you called it a haven for bargain hunters. What kind of treasures can I expect to uncover there?
Marché de Ligre is a treasure trove of vintage clothing, jewelry, secondhand finds. It's a bit more eclectic and less polished than the Marché aux Puces, but that's part of its charm. You never know who you might stumble upon.
I love the element of surprise, like going on a real-life treasure hunt. Now, let's say I want to splurge a little. What about Parisian luxury?
If you're ready to embrace, like, the world of haute couture, then the Golden Triangle is calling your name. This exclusive area is home to, legendary fashion houses like Dior, Yves Saint Laurent, and Versace.
Now we're talking serious fashion. Sounds like a dream come true for any fashion enthusiast.
It is. And even if you're not planning to buy anything, it's worth strolling through the Golden Triangle just to admire the window displays and soak in the atmosphere.
Some serious window shopping. I can see it now. Before we get completely lost in the world of luxury, though, let's get practical. We talked about checking operating hours, visiting during weekdays. Any other insider secrets?
Here's a tip. Don't be afraid to venture beyond the well-known shopping districts. Paris is full of hidden gems tucked away on side streets in charming neighborhoods.
I love exploring off the beaten path. That's where you find the most unique treasures. Any neighborhoods in particular you recommend?
The Marais district is a fantastic choice. Known for its trendy boutiques, independent designers, charming cafes, you can easily spend an entire afternoon wandering through the Marais, discovering hidden courtyards, stumbling upon unexpected finds.
The Marais district, noted. Sounds like the perfect place to really get that Parisian spirit.
Exactly. It's about embracing the unexpected, discovering those little details that make Paris so special.
This has been incredible. Such a journey through the Parisian shopping scene, from haggling tips to markets to those iconic shopping destinations.
And remember, shopping in Paris is more than just buying things. It's about experiencing the city's unique energy, finding pieces that speak to your style.
Beautifully said. We'll be back for the final part of our Parisian shopping adventure in just a bit. We're back. We've explored those bustling markets, uncovered those hidden gems, and even mastered the art of haggling, but, I feel like there's still more to uncover, in this Parisian shopping paradise.
Oh, for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
we've barely scratched the surface. There's a whole world of shopping experiences waiting to be discovered in Paris, and each one kind of caters to, like, a different kind of shopper.
Yeah. And that's what I love about Paris. It's a city that embraces individuality. And our guide, Shopping in Paris, it does a great job of highlighting that.
Yeah, for sure. It does. Are you someone who thrives on the thrill of the hunt? Sifting through those vintage treasures to find that perfect diamond in the rough? Or are you more drawn to that curated elegance of a luxury boutique where each piece feels like a work of art?
Me. I think I fall somewhere in between. I love the energy, the excitement of a market, But I also appreciate that craftsmanship, the attention to detail that you find in a high-end boutique.
And that's the beauty of Paris.
Yeah.
It caters to, every taste and budget. Remember, even if you're not a big spender, you can still have an incredible shopping experience in Paris.
Absolutely. It's about finding those pieces that resonate with you, right? Whether it's a vintage scarf from the Marché de Ligre or a designer dress from the Golden Triangle, any final pearls of wisdom you want to share. Tips for navigating the shopping scene like a true Parisian.
Okay, here's one, and it often gets overlooked. Don't be afraid to ask for help. The shopkeepers in Paris, especially in those smaller boutiques, they're so knowledgeable and passionate about their products. They can give you personalized recommendations and even help you uncover hidden gems you might have missed.
That's great advice. It's so easy to get intimidated in a new city, but sometimes all it takes is a friendly conversation to unlock a whole new world of shopping possibilities.
Exactly. And remember, shopping in Paris, it's more than just about buying things, It's about immersing yourself in the city's culture, connecting with those local artisans, discovering those little details that make Paris so enchanting.
Yeah, savoring the experience. Lingering in a charming bookstore, sipping coffee at a sidewalk cafe, people watching, stumbling upon those unexpected moments of beauty.
It really is. An adventure for all the senses.
So as we close out our Parisian shopping deep dive, I want to leave our listeners with this. Don't just shop in Paris. Experience it. Let your curiosity guide you. Embrace the unexpected and allow yourself to be swept away by the magic of the City of Lights.
And who knows? You might just return home with a suitcase full of treasures and a heart full of Parisian inspiration.
Until next time, happy shopping. Au revoir.